Welcome to Steel Curtains Productions. It is December 22nd, 2024. Please hit the likes and the subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly appreciate that. Thank you to my followers. And please tell your friends and family about it. Share it with them and see if you can get them to subscribe and hit the likes. Also, if you come across the channel, please subscribe and hit the likes before leaving. That would be muchly appreciated as we've built a channel here. I think we've been out over a year and a half, something like that. Anyhow, yeah. So we're going to get right into this now. And please share the video. That would be muchly appreciated. Okay, so we had the Steelers going into Baltimore yesterday, and really, I had great fears with this game, and my fears unfortunately came to fruition. And a bad time for the Steelers to start losing. And okay, so it looked, they were looking good, almost looking like they were going to pull off taking division leaders. I knew it was too soon to assume that that was going to transpire. Didn't like the matchups we had towards the end, and had a feeling we were going to be right where we are at the moment. Unfortunately, I fear. Well, I think it's going to go exactly how we thought. Ravens will probably take the division. Anyway, they took the game yesterday, 34, quite convincingly, 34-17. This is, to me, is an outlier. It kind of, I'm very proud of what our Steelers have done this year. However, I think this game was more realistic of the difference in between the two squads. I do think it showed the score gap of when the Ravens want to pour some on. This is where it really truly stands. I think they are that much better than, and I thought that beginning of the year. I felt we were winning at the right time, but I had a fear that we might not take advantage. It's called missed opportunities. You can't just, like, we should have beaten the Eagles last week for sure. That was a huge mistake, and I knew we were going to pay repercussions. Anyway, so 34-17, Steelers didn't look as sharp. Ravens were hungry and were here to play. So the game starts off with a 7-0 lead, first quarter. Second quarter, we get 10-point swap. Third quarter, we get a 7-point swap. And then the Ravens pour on 10 more just to add salt to the wounds. Final 34-17. And what a time for Wilson to have a couple of issues, yeah, getting picked and stuff like that. It's just, what a shame. What a shame. Just the wrong game to not be up to snuff and play. We needed that game. We actually needed the game before it as well, because Chiefs are coming up Thursday, and I don't foresee a good outcome there. Anyway, so we'll get down to the stats here. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, 315 to 418. Quite a difference there. Baltimore really poured it on. And passing yards, we were ahead there, 217 to 207. Rushing yards, we 117 and they had 220. They really, and that's the Henry factor too. I expected this. I was kind of surprised that this didn't happen in the first match. Total plays 62-60 for the Ravens. Average yards per play 5.3 for the Steelers, 6.7. Quite a difference for the Ravens. First downs 25-19 for the Ravens. Third down efficiency, they were equal, 40 percentile for both. Penalties 5-2 for the Steelers, and I think that cost them. Penalty yards 29 compared to 10 for the Steelers. Just not, those aren't good stats to go into a game that's your rival. And 2 turnovers for the Steelers, 1 for the Ravens. Tackles 63-62 for the Steelers. Sacks, yards lost, 19 for the Steelers to 9 for the Ravens. Time of possession, 27 points, 35 and 32.20 something seconds there. Scoring summary, 552, Lamar Jackson pass ashore, complete to complete. Anyway, it's not showing me. Okay. And Tucker gets the extra point. So that was good to Likely. Likely was the guy who caught it. What a weird name. All right, so that was your 7-0. They got the extra point with their kicker. Second quarter, 14:56. Russell Wilson ties this thing up with a short pass, complete catch made by Pruitt for a 1-yard touchdown. Boswell gets the extra point, so we got a tie game. But of course, at 7:28, Jackson puts them ahead with a short left pass catch by Bateman, 14-yard touchdown. Tucker gets the extra point. They're up 14-7. And with 148 left, Tucker gets a 51-yard field goal, which puts them up 17-7. And that's the way that went. And then with 5 seconds left, Boswell gets a 51-yarder himself. And it brings us 17-10. So within 7 points. Then we go to your first half ends. Third quarter starts 5:14. Wilson pass ties this thing up. Complete catch by Patterson. 12-yard touchdown. Boswell gets the extra point. That tied it at 17. 150 left. Lamar Jackson pass short. Complete catch by Andrews. 7-yard touchdown. Tucker gets the extra point. They go up 24-17. Now we go into the fourth quarter where the trouble starts for the Steelers, like bigger troubles, where Wilson kind of comes off the hinges a bit here. And a shame. 13:06 into the fourth quarter. Wilson pass, and he gets intercepted by Ojo Jabio. And Humphrey gets a touchdown, and Tucker gets the extra point, which puts them up 31-17. Bad time to get a pick six against you. 3:14, Tucker gets another field goals, and that puts them up 34 uh, 17, and then that is it. So, yeah. Uh, Again, normally the second halves of our games are our strong points, and we actually came off the hinges, and you would have Wilson picked a bad time to sort of lose what he had cooking. I think he's smarter than that, and they got to him. And I think we allowed Jackson to move too much as well. And Jackson's arm, I think it comes down to that area of the field where I think you get in between the safeties and the middle linebackers, and there's an area there that I think we have some trouble shutting things down there, and the Ravens are going to. Harbaugh's too smart for that. He's going to pick apart against that. And Henry had a very solid day, and that's what I said. I was amazed that we pulled off that point difference with Henry in the lineup in the first game. I think that was a close game, but I think the true differential shows up in this game of the difference. This is quite a spread in point difference and shows the level and their running game too much for us. And that's why Henry is number one in the league in my books. He's just like a freight train trying to stop him. And this is where I think my concerns comes in if we get into playoffs, which I think they said we were in due to some teams losing last week, but I don't see the check mark for us officially being in. Either way, we're going to lose from what I can see. We're tied now with the Ravens at the top of the North. They've caught up to us that much. It didn't take long, matter of a couple weeks, and that's how fast you can lose your lead. And I don't think we're going to regain it. Our schedule's far too hard at this point. That Eagle game was necessary for a victory there. We could have shut down some of those thoughts there. And with that victory and a Bengals victory over the Bengals, you probably could have held on to first. I don't foresee it happening now. I think where I projected the Ravens to be number one, they're going to be number one. And if we get in We had a great season. Don't get me wrong. The boys played well. I just think if it ever comes down to us playing the Ravens, this score, I say go back and look at it. This is what you probably will see the differential with them above us. And I think they're just that more well seasoned than the Steelers. The Steelers, all compliments to them, but there's still some work to be done in progression, and it will come. It's always a good matchup with the Ravens, though. But hats off. They didn't. To me, you've got to put so much more pressure on Jackson if you want to come out with a victory, and you definitely got to be able to stop Henry too. That's the other. It's a two-headed sword between those two guys. But anyway, it was I guess respectable. Other than I found it too big of a gap in differential, which is kind of where I projected the Ravens being level wise compared to us. But great effort. Not quite the right time to lose. And that's why I said sometimes you can kick yourself in the butt and say missed opportunity. They should have made sure they beat the Eagles, and they are good enough to beat the Eagles. And I just think for some reason it's a mental gig with that team, and now we're paid the price for it because divisional games. If you win one against a team, you're most likely not going to get the other, and the Ravens are that good. And we got the Chiefs this week. Don't even dream about a victory there. This team is that. I have hands down. I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. So I just think this team's gonna. They're probably gonna put the smack down on us. This actually they're playing Christmas Day. So there's a loss, and then we got the Bengals to finish the season. We better pull off at least winning that one. But a shame that we lost yesterday. Um, Always a good match between these teams, but I just didn't. I I felt we didn't get to Jackson enough, and we couldn't stop Henry. You got to stop that running game. It's very dangerous, and if you can stop the running game and contain Jackson, and just force him into throwing the ball, you got a way better chance. I don't think we succeeded at that yesterday. They got their running game going for sure. Um, so it is what it is, but go Steelers, go. Let's hope we get into the playoffs. Hoping for that. I've been proud of us, but I've not been happy with these two losses. But anyway, go Steelers, go. And thank you for joining me. Please hit the like, subscribe. And yes, I'm trying to keep it as short. We will be back to review, hopefully, Christmas Day. It gets a little busy there. It might be the day after because like everyone else, I have family obligations as well. So it could be a day later. So anyway, thank you for joining me at Steel Curtain Productions, and we will catch you in the next one. Go Steelers, go! And let's pray to God we maybe a miracle happens and we pull off a victory against the Chiefs. But that's gonna need that's a lot of wishful thinking. Thank you for joining me. God bless. Catch you in the next episode.